Richard Ramirez, born Ricardo Leyva Muñoz Ramirez on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas, became one of the most infamous serial killers in American history, earning the nickname the Night Stalker. His reign of terror across Southern California during the mid-1980s struck fear into the hearts of many as he targeted random victims in their homes, committing heinous crimes that included murder, sexual assault, and burglary. Ramirez's troubled childhood played a significant role in shaping his dark and violent future. He was the youngest of 5 children in a deeply dysfunctional family. His father was abusive, and Ramirez grew up surrounded by violence and anger. At a young age, Ramirez became obsessed with Satanism, shaping his criminal persona. His older cousin, Miguel, a Vietnam War veteran, exposed him to graphic stories and photos of horrific acts, including rape and murder, further influencing Ramirez's dark path. This further desensitized Ramirez to violence and fueled his growing interest in death and cruelty. By the age of 22, Richard Ramirez had moved to Los Angeles, and in 1984, his killing spree began. His crimes were characterized by extreme brutality, and his methods were unpredictable, which made him particularly terrifying. Ramirez would break into homes in the middle of the night, sexually assault his victims, then kill them in horrific ways. His victims ranged in age, gender, and ethnicity, making it difficult for law enforcement to establish a clear pattern. His first known murder occurred on June 28, 1984, when 79-year-old Jenny Vincow was found brutally stabbed and nearly decapitated in her Los Angeles apartment. Over the next year, Ramirez's attacks escalated in violence and frequency. He did not limit himself to one type of crime. Instead, he committed a variety of horrific acts including rapes, murders, kidnappings, and beatings. He used an array of weapons, guns, knives, hammers, and his bare hands to carry out his crimes. In many of his attacks, Ramirez left behind satanic symbols and made his victims swear to Satan before killing them. He often tortured his victims psychologically and physically, extending their suffering before their deaths. His lack of any discernible victim profile, men, women, the elderly, and even children, further added to the public's fear of him. Some of his most notorious crimes included the killing of Vincent Cesara, aged 64, and his wife Maxine, aged 44, in March 1985. Ramirez shot Vincent while he slept, then proceeded to torture and mutilate Maxine before killing her. In this crime, he carved a pentagram into her body, highlighting his satanic devotion. The media soon dubbed Ramirez the Night Stalker due to his habit of breaking into homes late at night. He became a figure of terror, as there seemed to be no clear pattern or reason behind his killings, making everyone feel vulnerable. Law enforcement struggled to capture him as he moved unpredictably across different parts of California, leaving a trail of death and chaos in his wake. A breakthrough came in August 1985 when Ramirez made a critical mistake. After attacking a couple, Bill Carnes and Inez Erickson, Ramirez left behind a footprint from his sneakers, which were a rare brand. This clue allowed detectives to narrow down their search. A key moment came when Ramirez stole a car and left a fingerprint on the rearview mirror. This led to his identification, and his mugshot from a previous arrest was broadcast across California. Ramirez, unaware that he had been identified, returned to Los Angeles. On August 31, 1985, while walking in an East LA neighborhood, he was recognized by a group of locals after they saw his face on the news. A mob formed and chased him through the streets, eventually capturing him.